Shalom. All praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honor and praises Apostle Elder GMS that taught me this truth. Peace and blessings to the Akim that has their life daily, pushing this truth with sincerity. You know, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, the 1/3 of Israel, to sincere brothers teaching this truth. Shalom. To the Akbaf listener learning, Shalom. Once again, my name is Einon with GMS Detroit Camp, and I pray this video is edifying to the hopeful elect. And with that said, this video is matter of fact, let me first say a fair use disclaimer. This video is not used for a means of making money. It's used for teaching and edification. You know, I'm not using this for making money of any form or fashion. I'm just using it to make comments about this article and break it down to the scriptures, you know. And I'm going to put the fair use disclaimer in this video at the beginning of this video, before I send it, you know, when I edit it and hook it up. This video is for edification and educational purposes. And with that said, this video is about the UFOs, the UAPs, the unexplained aerial phenomena, which the world calls UFOs, unknown flying objects. They are not unknown flying objects. They're not unexplained aerial phenomena. The scripture speaks about them a lot throughout the Bible, and Esau needs to stop playing like he don't know what they is. He know what they is, and that's the reason why they looking at it as a potential for a national security threat, and it is a potential for national security threat because when the Lord returns to the world, and it calls Jesus, his name Yahushai, when he returns, he's coming on a so-called UFO or UAP in the size of a mountain, according to the prophet Ezra. You know, but key lawmakers warned that UFO hearing, this from CNN Politics, CNN.com, key lawmaker warns that UFO hearing, unidentified aerial phenomena are potential national security threats, and key lawmakers warn that the House hearing at the House hearing on Tuesday that unidentified aerial phenomena, popularly known as UFOs, must be investigated and taken seriously as a potential threat to national security, because it is a potential threat to the Edomites' national security, because when the Lord returns, he's coming to take down your kingdoms, you know, pursuant to Revelations 19 and 11. When he comes, he's coming to take y'all down. He's coming out to pass out judgment and make war with the nations and set up the kingdom of Israel, you know, for the true so-called Israelites, you know, the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans across the four corners of the whole earth. You know, the Israelites are scattered abroad, the four corners of the whole earth. It's an Israelite foreigner in every last one of these countries, you know. And that's our means of salvation, how we're going to get up out of here, and also the end of your kingdom. Because when they come, when the Lord finally allows Yahushai and the angels to come to gather us up from the four winds of heaven, he's going to blow out the sky with them, and he's going to send his armada, and they're going to make war with the world, you know, according to the scriptures. And let's keep going. And the event marked by first congressional public hearing of UFOs in decades, and high-profile moment for controversial topic that has been long regulated to the fringes of public policy. For many lawmakers and intelligence and military personality working on the unexplained aerial phenomenon, the bigger concern with the episode is not that alien life is visiting the Earth, but rather that foreign adversaries like Russia or China might be fielding some kind of next generation technology in America aerospace that the United States doesn't know about. And nah, this ain't that. Hey, these, like I said, these are the angels. Hey, that's the reason why the United States and all these other countries built up a space force. You know, why you need to protect the outer space? You know, they have spaceships out there, you know, so-called spaceships, because hey, these spaceships can't hang with these chariots of the Most High. Hey, they move in a fashion that none of these countries have the technology that can keep up with it. You know, they bend the laws of physics. You know, Democratic Andre Carson of Indiana, the chairman of the panel holding the hearing, warned in his opening remarks the unidentified aerial phenomena are a potential national security threat and they need to be treated that way. And he went on to say, for too long, the stigma associated with the UAPs has gotten in the way of good intelligence analysis, and the pilots avoided reporting or were laughed at when they did. DoD officials regulated the issue to the back room or swept it under the rug entirely, fearful of a skeptical national security community. Today we know better. The UAPs are unexplained, and I'm going to explain them using the scriptures real shortly. It is true, but they are real. They need to be investigated, and any threat they pose need to be mitigated, he said. And that's the reason why they got the Space Force, because they're going to try to make war with the Lord when he returns. Because they know when he returns, hey, he's coming to take y'all down. You know, he's going to set up his kingdom. And he's not coming to pass bubblegum and warm hugs. You know, it is what it is. The hearing featured testimony from top government officials and the display of images and videos, unidentified aerial phenomena. The public portion event lasted over 90 minutes, or fewer than 90 minutes. Following the conclusion of the public hearing, the policy will hold a closed-door classified briefing Tuesday afternoon. During his testimony, Robert Moultrie, Undersecretary of Defense for the Intelligence and Security, argued that there is need to balance transparency with the protection of sensitive intelligent information, saying that there is an obligation to protect sensitive sources and methods. And they just want to withhold information, but they can't withhold information like they used to. Not like they did back in the early, I say 2000s, early 2010s going back. They can't dispute what it was, because hey, everybody got a cell phone with a camera and they can record it, you know, and they can't say that it wasn't that when the same thing that the person's recording could be recording in Detroit, could be recording the same thing in New York, seeing the same chariot, you know, and they can't say, well, that wasn't what it was. You know, when I could see it in New York, or I could see the same thing in Detroit, and in Chicago, people in Chicago could see it, the same chariot that I'm looking at. And last year, I was with my brother Nawak, and it was a chariot over the moon, and brothers did videos on that about the chariot in the moon, over the moon, and they did videos over on it in Chicago. They did videos about it in New York, and I seen the same chariot that was standing over the moon, flying over the moon, and they seen it as well. And now I'm gonna just go straight to the scriptures and explain it. You know, because when the Lord returns, He's coming in a chariot like that, and they're gonna make war against Him, and Yahweh Shai is gonna take them out. You know, him, and the angels. You know, the holy angels are gonna fight with Yahweh Shai. You know, and procure the earth for Yahweh Shai himself, for his kingdom, and the king, and set up the kingdom for Israel. You so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, and you so-called Israelite foreigners scattered abroad the four corners of the whole earth. But these chariots, let's speak about them first. You know, this is before Yahweh Shai. This is the last time Yahweh Shai was on the earth, and when he left, the angel's going to explain. The same way he left is the same way he's going to return, and let's grab that scripture first. This is Acts 1:9. And after he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received them out of their sight. And that cloud is a metaphor for the chariots. You know, I'm gonna grab scriptures talking about them clouds. There's also referred as a white horse, a. So stay with it. I'm gonna point it out when it's talking about a chariot. And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahweh Shai, which was taken up from you into heaven, shall come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. And the same way he left, the same way he's going to return. But when he returns, he's going to come as a warrior. He's going to come and take down these kings of this earth. These chariots are spoken in the Old Testament. Matter of fact, let me grab it in Zechariah. No, 5:1. Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. And he said unto me, matter of fact, me myself, I keep saying this over and over again. I never seen flying pastry ever in my life. So this is clearly not a flying morsel of food. This right here was a chariot, a spaceship, a so-called chariot of the Most High, a vehicle that the angels fly in, And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. And for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it. And these countries and America have stolen goods. Every last one of these countries, especially America, have a Israelite foreigner in your country, where y'all oppressing them, subjecting them, mistreating them. But it's going to come to the end when the Lord returns. It's going to be the beginning of our kingdom and our heaven and your hell, because hell is a state of living. Right now this is our hell. Yeah, we got a few, so-called Negroes that become rich in these societies, but for the most part, most of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the majority of us are catching hell, in these societies. And I'm gonna keep reading. And everyone that swears shall be cut off on that side according to it. So, you're not supposed to be swearing. It's a sin to swear. You can't swear. The scriptures say, even Yahweh said, swear not at all. Because if you swear an oath unto the Most High and you break it, the Most High want blood. He wants your life. Matter of fact, let me hurry up and go straight to videos, scriptures. The return of Yahweh Shai in the chariot. This is Revelations 1:7. Behold, he coming in the clouds, chariot, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindred of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, it be true. And if it's supposed to be a joyous event when Yahweh Shai get here, why are they gonna be wailing? Why are they gonna be crying when he gets here? Because they're going to see that the so-called chariots are not coming to save them. And 2/3 of Israel is going to die right along with you. You heathens.
Oh, my bad.
I'm making a video, man.
Oh,
Hey, damn. Salakia. Yeah, it just ruined my concentration. It's not going to be a joyful event when the Lord returns. And matter of fact, this is Revelations 19:11. And I saw, matter of fact, no, let me get Matthew 24:27. Because when Yahweh Shai returns, it's gonna be he's gonna be moving so fast and quick. He's gonna be coming so fast and quick because during this time when he returns, it's gonna be the nuclear destruction of this place, and the chariots gonna be coming at the same time as this place getting destroyed, America. And a lot of saving is going to be done right here in America. The 1/3 that's going to be gathered in that land is talking about in America, and the 2/3 of you Israelites is going to die in this place. This is Matthew 24:7. As the lightning coming out of the east and shining even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And he's going to be moving so fast. We already see videos where the chariots move faster than light or lightning. And like I say, Esau don't have, or none of these heathen nations have the technology that compete with these chariots. The Most High's technology. For wherever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered, and the carcass is the children of Israel, the hopeful elect, the 1/3 of Israel, and the eagles are the angels, the reapers. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. That's talking about nuclear winter. That's talking about the thermonuclear warheads falling back to the earth as an untimely fig, as the wind bloweth the tree, the figs off the tree. They're gonna be coming back in an archangel angle back to the earth, And when they blow up, this place is gonna get turned into a dust bowl, a glass parking lot, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and when the after blast and the shock waves of them thermonuclear devices is going to shake, rattle, and roll this planet. The scriptures say the earth is going to roll to and fro like a drunkard because of the shock of the blast waves of the missiles. It's going to make this earth a sway back and forth. And there's going to be a great earthquake when that happens too. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, chariots, and with power and great glory. And his power and his great glory is the chariots following him behind him. They're going to blot out the sky. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And they're going to gather up the hopeful elect during that time. But not only that, when Yahweh Shai returns, it's going to be twofold. It's going to be the elect, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and the 1/3 of Israel being gathered up. But it's also he's going to come and make war while he's gathering up his elect, And this is Revelation 19:11. I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and righteousness he doth judge and make war. And his eyes was as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of Yahweh. And this is Yahweh Shai. Going back up to Revelation 19:11, I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. A white horse is the chariot. And he that sat on him was called Faithful and True. And this who you inwardly call Jesus, his name is Yahweh Shai. And righteous he doth judge and make war. Because when Yahweh Shai is coming, he's coming to take down these kingdoms, and he's passing out judgment, and he's making war with the nations at this time. And he's going to gather the hopeful elect and the 1/3 of Israel at the same time as well. And his eyes was as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of Yahweh. And the precept for that is John 1:1. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, chariots, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress with the fierceness wrath of the Almighty power. And when he returns, he's coming to make war. He's not coming to play Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Goody Goody. He's coming to take down you nations. Matter of fact, my last scripture, because I want this video to go real long, and this is 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, the first verse. You nations are going to fight him because the Most High wants to see a war, the final battle before his kingdom gets established. And all things going to happen the way the Most High determined it to go down. And he's going to make quick work of you. According to Romans, the 9th chapter, the 24th verse, Yahweh Shai is going to make quick work taking you out. It's going to be quick, This is Wisdom of Solomon 13:1, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there was a wind from the sea that moved all the waves thereof, and I beheld, and lo, a man was strong with a thousands of heaven, and this man that was strong with a thousand of heaven is Yahweh. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. Just like in Independence Day, that giant spaceship coming in, and even the space dust on the moon was shaking when it went past the moon. It's gonna do the same thing when it gets here, And this chariot's the size of a mountain. Yeah, I'm going to keep reading. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. Yahweh shot, it's going to tear your ass up. Them things, them chariots shoot laser beams out of it, like in War of the World. It suck all the water out of you and turn you into dust, And I'm gonna keep reading about it. And after this, I beheld, and lo, there gathered together a multitude of men out of the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, and the sea. It's talking about outer space because that's the reason why they got them satellites up there for they could see what's going on out of space. They want to see the Lord coming before he get here. The scripture says it was a war up in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels, and they prevailed not. It's going to be a war in outer space before he get here, and it's going to be a war on the earth when he gets here. That's the reason why that Space Force is there. And these nations going to fight them because they want to keep their rulership. And the Most High is going to put them in to fight them. Deceive them through the movies, having them think that they can win so-called alien battle through them videos, the movies they made up with CGI. What you going to be fighting, in shit compared to what you think you're going to be seeing. And after this, I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men from the four winds of heaven to do the men that came out of the sea. But I held, and below he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. And this great mountain is a giant fathership. And this is what Yahweh Shai is going to come with the armada of angels behind him, and he's going to make war with them. But I would have seen the region or the space when without the hill was graven. I could not. The mountain was so big that the prophet Ezra couldn't see the other end of it. And after this I beheld, and lo, they that which were to gather together to do him was so afraid, yet thirst to fight. They're going to be afraid, but the Spirit, Most High going to put a spirit in them to still battle them. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, or any instrument of war. But I only saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been, a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and a tempest. And those are the laser beams that's going to zap their ass and fuck them up. And all they were mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and they burnt them up every one, and so that a sudden and immovable multitude was to perceive, but only dust and the smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. And this is how Yahweh Shai is going to come. He's going to come battling, warring for the elect and the 1/3 of Israel. And I pray this video is edifying to the hopeful elect. And with that said, Shalom.